Please let it be known that this is the only time that you will ever hear me say the words love and Donald Trump in the same sentence.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you for having me here. I know the cameras can't see, but you want to see the crowds watching this. There's 3 million people here watching me today.
I love watching the Vivienne play Donald Trump in the Snatch Game. She was phenomenal. And that's all I have to say on the matter. That's it. Drag Race done. Over. See you later. Bye. Hey guys, it's your girl Ayesha and welcome to the Drag Race UK Lowdown. If you are a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race and you are dying to see what went down in the UK version, make sure that you definitely do subscribe so that you don't miss my future lowdowns. Now, that being said, let's get straight into this because, honey child, I've got a cold and I ain't got time to be sitting here for too long. Not today. I know that this video has taken a little bit longer than usual to come out, but I have been trying to recover and I couldn't let another day go by without talking about Snatch Game. Snatch Game. Snatch Game is basically blankety blank, okay? It's basically a whole bunch of people impersonating celebrities and they've got to fill in the blanks of what the celebrity guests' questions are with, you know, funny puns and whatnot. And it is basically like the life and soul and heart of Drag Race. Everybody looks forward to Snatch Game. It is the episode that every queen wants to get to make sure that they have their full chance to shine. Now, to be honest, they actually didn't do too badly. I was actually quite impressed. When we come to Davina in the workroom, we noticed the blue blazer and the blouse and that wig, and we're like, okay, she's gonna be serving up some Thatcher realness, right? But then it transpires that Bagger also has a Margaret Thatcher outfit and everyone's a bit like, ooh. So Davina was basically saying, you know, do you not have any other person up your sleeve for Snatch Game because this is the one that I'm the most comfortable with, this is the one that I really, really want to do. Bagger's like, no, I've only got Thatch. And Davina's like, how can you come to Drag Race without a backup? Because she brought a backup, but you know, she just didn't want to do it. So Davina took one look at Bagger's dress and was like, is that the dress that she's going to wear? Oh, that's a bit rubbish. Do you know what? I feel sorry for her. Let me just give her my costume. Let her be Margaret Thatcher in my costume and I'll just be Julia Child. A slight bit of self-sabotage there, I think, mainly because Bagger is a comedy queen and she was very, very funny in this. She was a bit of a scene stealer and I think that Davina knew that. And Davina's jokes weren't really landing as well as Bagger Chips's jokes were. And yeah, I just don't think that she made the right decision there. I can understand that she was trying to be, you know, the motherly figure, you know, come on, darling, you can't possibly go out there in that here. Take mine, I'll be fine. I get that. But she shot herself in the foot. I mean, at first, I actually thought that there was going to be 2 Thatchers because Bagger's instant attitude was, well, there's going to have to be 2 of us. I want to have to see does it better. See you later, bye. I was like, oh, okay. 2 Margaret Thatchers on the same game? I don't quite know if that's actually going to work. Now, Blue Hydrangea does not see herself as a comedy queen. However, she was actually really quite funny in this. She was Mary Berry from the Great British Bake Off, darling. And she just like really over-sexualized her. Like she was, she was gagging for it. You know, so very much not Mayberry's character, however, very, very funny. And, you know, for that, I give her props. You know, she came out of her shell, she showed up, you know, and she was memorable. I thought she did a really good job. Her makeup was really funny as well. I love the way how she used like one of her hip pads as like a bit of a hump for her back. even though she doesn't have a hump, we know Mary Berry doesn't have a hump, but to make her look a bit older, you know. It reached a stage where Blue had to like publicly apologise to Mary Berry. I mean, obviously not seriously, but she was a bit like, Mary, I am so sorry for what I have done to you on this show. As for Cheryl Hole, I thought that she did all right, actually. She was being Gemma Collins, you know, the J say, everything's all about the J say. I do kind of wish that she'd, I don't know, plumped herself out a little bit. She didn't have to go the whole hog and wear like a massive fat suit, but, you know, a little bit of padding here and there wouldn't have hurt, you know, because she's a big girl. And I think that, like, I suppose because they're both from Essex, like it was kind of just Cheryl, but just like upped a little bit, really. But we did kind of get all the little isms and schisms that she did. And yeah, she was quite Gemma-like, but then again, Gemma's quite common, I suppose. So like, it's not a very hard choice for her. But you know, she did somebody fairly easy. She stuck with what she knew and she did a pretty good job. Crystal's performance was a little bit forgettable for me. She was Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls. I'm not very familiar with Golden Girls. I've never actually like watched it or anything. So I really wanted to kind of learn more about Rue's character from seeing Crystal. And I kind of feel like I didn't really get that from her. Or maybe she's just not a very interesting character. I don't know. And you know what? I never will know. But yeah, I didn't really remember her that much. Something Wong was literally having a midlife crisis, trying to decide whether to do David Attenborough or Nigella Lawson, and decided to go with David Attenborough, which I actually thought was quite a good choice, because once the wig went on and all of the makeup, like the big bags underneath the eyes and everything, but once the wig went on and the shirt, it really, like, he became David Attenborough, and it was quite uncanny, actually. I thought that the voice was pretty good. The jokes, however, weren't quite landing. But then again, is David Attenborough that funny? Not really. Is Mary Berry funny? Not really, but Blue managed to make her really funny because she just took her over the edge and put her in a place where she wouldn't normally be. Okay, so I think that's something one could have worked on the jokes more. But in terms of actual execution of the character, I wasn't even mad. Bagger was pulling some serious Thatcherisms with her face. It wasn't even so much Thatcherisms, it was more like Thatcher from Spitting Image. Do you guys remember watching Spitting Image back in the day? For those of you who don't know, Spitting Image was this puppet show where they had these realistic looking caricatures of politicians and such like, and so they would do all these like funny sketches with them and stuff. I mean, I was really young when this stuff was on. I must have been like, I don't know, 5. I was really young, but I was obsessed with puppetry, so I'd watch anything with puppets in it. She really looked like Margaret Thatcher as a puppet caricature. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Had lots of quick, funny one-liners. You know, some pretty rude stuff. Like, I really enjoyed as well the back and forth that she had with the Vivienne, aka Donald Trump, aka the winner in my eyes. I was blown away by Vivienne's impersonation of not just Donald Trump, but also of Cilla Black. My goodness, that sent me over the edge. She did it in the workroom and I was crying. Like, it was so good. And I thought that that's who she was going to choose. She did someone else as well, but I can't remember who it is. But the ones that stood out for me were Donald and Cilla. And I was like, oh, maybe she might even do a little quick change in between. But I think if you're going to do Donald, you kind of have to stick with him because, you know, your face is so orange. Like, you haven't got time to do any quick changes. But this was bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Got his arrogance spot on. Face spot on. Hair, suit, the mouth. Even the way that she painted her mouth and did the little like downturns on the side. Like, it just it's these fine little details that I was so impressed with. The way that she'd like, you know, hold her hands up and stuff like that. I'm probably doing it wrong. I don't really know how he does it, but like there's a certain way that he like holds his hands and she had it like spot on. I was really impressed and thought that she totally deserved the repeater badge for that one. But it turns out that she actually split it with a bag of chips. Not literally split it, but they both got one. They were both neck and neck winners of the challenge. You know, which, fine, you know, it's fine. But I think that Vivienne could have clinched that one for herself, definitely. I also think that it must have been really hard for Davina to see Bagger win with the character that she was originally going to do in her outfit as well. That must have really stung, and in Untucked you could really see it. You know, she was a bit like, okay, I can't be this Miss Nicey anymore. Basically, Davina's had it now and she's finally arrived in the competition. Onto the runway. Yes, it is that time already. I told you this was going to be quite a quick one. The category is Weird Science, genetically modified drag queens. So we're talking spacey, alien-y, cyborgy, crazy stuff, okay? Just otherworldly beings. And there was some really good looks and some not so great. There is a reason why Blue Hydrangea is queen of the makeup brush, because the woman came out as an eye, like an actual eye, with like the optic nerve and all the other nerves and everything. But her face was so well done. And I just loved that like the helmet that she had on came down and it kind of like blinked this one eye. It was bloody genius. Absolute genius. And I just wish that like she'd had more comments on it, because she deserved a lot of props for that. Like that looked really good. Bag of Chips' outfit as I don't know, like it was cute, you know, and it's something that, yeah, you know, I could probably prance down to the supermarket in that, you know, no biggie. But in comparison to what some of the other queens wore, it was a bit casual. It was a little bit fancy dressy. And I just think that she could have done a bit better than that. I think I would have just liked to have seen her do something a bit more dramatic. Cheryl's look, I wasn't even mad. You know, I was actually fairly impressed with her this week. Loved the bright orange and yellow. I like that she had a different hairstyle today as well. Well, I said today, it wasn't today, it was like a few days ago. But you know what I mean. You know, she had a different hairstyle this episode. I also love the fact that she breathes through her belly buttons. Not just one, she had like 4 belly buttons. All these tubes like coming out of her. I thought she looked brilliant. You know, she looked alien-like and definitely not from this planet. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this look. Something Wrong was giving me toxic realness, you know, but it wasn't really enough. I get the narrative that she was portraying, you know, the whole like Botox injection thing, you know, which I'm sure has probably been done on Drag Race. I've definitely seen it somewhere else before. But yeah, I don't think that it was really enough to be up there with some of the other queens. And Michelle was right, like the leotard didn't fit her very well. So that was definitely another issue. My favorite look has got to go to Davina De Campo. Like that was intricate, from the face to the shoes to the hair to all the nonsense that she had crawling up her legs to the big massive like bubbles coming out of her thighs and her calves and all the stuff that was stuck to her hands. I loved it. She looked like some mythical creature from some forest on Neptune, and I was entirely here for it. I really enjoyed this look. Even the way that Davina walked down the runway was brilliant. You know, like she walked in this very kind of like sort of stilted, jilted way, and it just allowed you time to properly look and admire everything that she had to offer. I thought that her makeup was absolutely stunning, and you can just see that so much more effort was put into this look. When you compare her and Bagger, it's like, come on Bagger, you need to kind of step it up a little bit. I feel that Bagger rests a lot on personality and doesn't really rest that heavily on looks, which, you know, is fine, but like on the runway, I think that you do need to really pull it out of the bag Crystal, wow. Again, effort. A lot of effort went into this look, I think. She had that thing that stretches your mouth open. She covered it all in teeth. And then she had this like fishnetty outfit on. But then she had the angle grinders thing on her arm, on her crutch. She was doing all kinds of stuff with that angle grinder thing. And yeah, she really did definitely sell it on the runway. Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be caught wearing that, but she sold it. I mean, poor Jerry. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Jerry Spice was there. Jerry Horner, sorry. She's still Jerry. She's still Ginger Spice to me. She's still Jerry Spice. But yeah, she looked pretty scared. She looked pretty petrified. I was living for it. I thought it was brilliant. A really good execution on the runway. I wouldn't want to run into her in a dark alley. Another favourite look of mine has got to be the Vivienne. This like mossy garden stuff looked really, really good. But for me, it was more like from like, say, like mid-range up. Like the bottom, I wasn't entirely too sure on, but from here upwards, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I love how she changed her nose. I thought her makeup was brilliant as well. Loved all the flowers, and just her demeanor coming down the runway, like just the way that she looked like in her face. I really did think that it was really, really good. So about this lip sync then. So we have Crystal versus Something Wong. I felt sorry for Something Wong having to be in the lip sync again. That being said, I don't know. Those of you who watch the show, what do you think? Personally, I think that Something Wong was serving more Spice Girls realness, in my personal opinion. Crystal just wouldn't get up off the floor. I don't know whether something was hurting her or what, but it took her a long ass time before she actually stood up, and I was just a bit like, come on girl, get up. But yeah, I actually think that I preferred Something Wong's performance, but just because it was very Spice Girly and it was very reminiscent of that era. Like that's who I grew up with, was the Spice Girls, and it took me right back. Like she looked a little bit Emma Bunton-y, you know, with her look. And yeah, it was just really, really cute and really sweet. And you just got Crystal like, oh my God, Jesus Christ. And I love the fact that even though Something Wrong was eliminated, Jerry came after her in the workroom and gave her some props and was like, look, what you did, that was really, really well done, and it was very special to me, and I just wanted you to know that. And I felt really, really good for Something Wrong, because like, she's not a bad queen at all. I don't think she is. I just think that unfortunately she missed the mark a little bit, but I still preferred her in the lip sync. I mean, again, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you think Crystal was better? Let me know. Question of the day. Who do you think was the best in Snatch Game? For me, hands down, it is the Vivienne. Vivienne should have been the only winner in my eyes. I know that Bagger was amazing too, but I think Vivienne definitely could have taken that, because that Donald Trump was impeccable. If you love all things RuPaul's Drag Race and you are interested to see what happens on the next episode of Drag Race UK, then make sure that you keep it right here. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss another one of my episodes. And just in case you have done, over here is where you will find all my previous ones. Take care, my darlings, and I will see you all soon. Mwah. Bye.